Police, the public, and city agencies, the CAPS partnership that makes neighborhoods safer. I'm Peter Carl, and this is Chicago Crime Watch. A newborn baby is left in a plastic bag in a courtyard. Now the teenage mother faces attempted murder charges. Had the mother followed the new safe haven laws, this case could have had a different ending. Baby Wilson, as he's called, is slowly recovering after a rough start to life. In July, his 15-year-old mother allegedly wrapped him in a plastic bag and tossed it into the courtyard of an uptown apartment building.
And as I was coming in, I heard a sound. It sounded like a little kitten. I didn't think anything of it. It sounded sort of like a baby, but I was thinking it was an animal. It was coming from somewhere, so I disregarded.
Brandon Shepard was coming home from work around midnight when he heard a noise. After looking around, he noticed an open window and thought the sound was coming from a nursery. So he left to meet a friend, but when he returned around 2:30 in the morning, the noise was still there.
Well, after I looked around and I realized that it wasn't from the apartment on the first floor where the windows were open, I looked around some more and I heard a noise more in this direction, and I looked down at the shrubberies and I realized it wasn't far into the shrubberies, and then I moved following the sound, focusing on the sound, and I found baby Wilson right here in a oval plastic bag wrapped up and tied at the top. And I bent down, and knowing the noise is coming from the bag, I open up the bag and then I find the baby right in this area, right over here. Live baby, blood, amniotic fluid, umbilical cord, everything in the bag.
Brandon picked up the infant and rushed him to get help. He says he knew he didn't have time to go inside and get his phone, so he carried the baby down Wilson Avenue to a nearby fire station.
And I get to the fire station, scared that he doesn't die in my arms, because, he only whimpers ever so often at that point. And I go to the fire station and I kick the door with my foot because my hands are full, obviously. They helped me out. They took the baby from me and they serviced the baby in one of their ambulances in the garage.
Baby Wilson was taken to Illinois Masonic Hospital. Then the police investigation began to find the mother and father.
Just like any good detective, it's you got to get on the pavement, you got to pound the pavement, you got to canvass the area, follow up any leads, which was done very vigorously.
In fact, Lieutenant Dillon says Area 3 detectives were relentless in their investigation. They posted community alert flyers around the neighborhood seeking help to identify the child. They canvassed the area and used community news websites looking for any witnesses or helpful tips leading to the parents. Their tireless efforts led to the identity of the mother. She turned herself into police and confessed she gave birth to the infant and discarded him in the courtyard.
The offender has been charged, and that's public record. The bottom line is the child is safe, and that's what we all wanted.
There is a law in Illinois intended to protect and provide a safe place for newborns. It's called the Abandoned Newborn Infant Protection Act.
A safe haven law allows a parent who's in a desperate situation to legally relinquish their newborn infant who is unharmed, under 7 days old, to any staff safe haven by handing that baby to personnel at a police, fire station, or hospital.
If a parent brings a child to a safe haven, no questions are asked. No names are given. It's all confidential. The baby will get medical care and be adopted.
I know that a lot of the mothers have hidden their pregnancy, and it's got to be very scary to come out, especially to a police station, and say, here's my baby, and trust that we're going to just take that baby without questions asked. But that is our role. Our role as a safe haven is to not ask questions, to take that baby, to ensure that that baby's safe and has a healthy future.
Again, safe havens for newborns are staffed police stations, staffed fire stations, and hospitals. If the parents want to, they can fill out forms to provide medical information about the newborn for the medical staff. Brandon Shepard, the citizen who saved baby Wilson, was honored by the Save Abandoned Babies Foundation. He says he doesn't think of himself as a hero.
I did something because it was the right thing to do, not because I wanted recognition. because it was the right thing to do and it's a human life.
What a wonderful story where, a lot of people just don't pay any attention, and he found that little infant wrapped in a plastic, could have been a bag of garbage, but he did something.
And I hope he finds a wonderful family. And if I know that, I'm fine. I'm completely happy. And I want the best for him because he deserved it. He had a rocky start in this world. I want him to have the absolutely best and to shoot for the stars, to be the best he can be, and that he just shines in whatever he does, and that he becomes a positive human being in our society.
The 15-year-old mother is charged with 1 count each of attempted first-degree murder and aggravated battery. Mournful but strong, the pitch of a bagpipe parade marked the start of the annual Candlelight Vigil at the Gold Star Families Memorial and Park adjacent to Soldier Field.
Police officers don't ask for glory or medals because there is a basic quality of character and courage that comes with the job. The highest honor bestowed upon a police officer is to be recognized for courage, and the names that surround this memorial remind us every day that these officers have not fallen in vain.
In a simple and solemn tradition, the names of Chicago's fallen police officers read aloud.
And finally, Police Officer Richard M. Francis. His end of watch was July 2nd of this year.
This year's event was dedicated to Officer Richard Francis, killed in the line of duty several months ago. A total of 7 new names were added to the sacrifice wall, a beacon of light marking each of the new names. An 8th beacon was lit in honor of all Chicago police officers. That's it from the CrimeWatch News Team. I'm Peter Carl. Thanks for watching.